and other things like this. And as Mr. Murdoch mentioned, that's one of the largest in the world.
That wasn't there, it'd suck everything in your watch off your thing. It's so powerful.
Yeah, it erases foam. So we can look at these smaller and smaller amounts if we have a larger and larger instrument. And then the other thing is we can look at larger molecules. So molecules such as proteins can be 10,000 times, 100,000 times bigger than just water. So we can look at these large compounds and actually tell how they're interacting in our bodies. So when we eat a pineapple, there's a compound in there. We can actually tell how that compound is interacting in our cells and in our body. So we can see larger molecules with more powerful instruments. Data will be erased, so we have to keep the computers a certain distance.
It's sealed.
Yeah,
it's sealed. Not on the outside. It's all kinds of sealed to protect it from anything. If you had a watch on.
But yeah, it's just a little red column. And actually, the one close, that whole thing on the left is a robotic arm. So the robotic arm will actually grab the samples and put them in.
I'd like to have one of those in Ecuador. Everybody talks about it. Everybody comes to just to look at it.
This is what
campus. It's known as the NMR, and it's actually a very large magnet. We have this viewing area up here, so if you go too close to the instrument, your phone is erased, your credit cards are erased, and things like that. So it's a very, very powerful magnet. We mainly use it to identify compounds. We use it to identify proteins, and then also compounds that we might extract out of plants or something like that. So that's the main purposes, and everything we do is very health related. So we're definitely looking at new compounds that might be beneficial to your health. We also look at blood samples to see how these compounds are in your body, what kind of smaller compounds you might have in your body after you eat something. A couple of things about our facility. The large instrument is one of the largest in the world. It's the largest in the Western Hemisphere.
this one, the one here.
Yeah, the one in the back right. So,
The largest is in France?
yeah, there's one larger in France, and then there's a couple that are around the same size. Basically, if you look, I don't know if you guys can see, underneath the ground is cut out in a rectangle. So these instruments are very sensitive. They pick up vibrations. We're having a lot of wind today, so the wind will shake the building. Also, the train drives by across the street. That'll shake the building. So to help compensate for that, we have this large pad underneath, which is a hydraulic pad. So it's like a giant air pad that goes up and down to help compensate for vibrations. Other things about the instrument, actually, a kind of a fun fact is what's inside is liquid helium. So if you guys don't know that much about liquid helium, it is 4 degrees Kelvin, which is about minus 270 degrees Celsius, roughly, and about minus 450 degrees Fahrenheit. So it's very, very cold. It's only about 4 degrees more than outer space, essentially. So that's what's actually inside the instruments. And then if we have a problem, it shoots out the top, and there's a big cloud at the top of the room, and a blue siren over there goes off. But we don't have problems like this.
You haven't had any of those?
No.
So. Not yet. Maybe us here is what happened.
But I was here when we brought the instruments up to magnetic field, and so you have a lot of shooting off when that happens too. So I don't know if you guys have any questions or anything like that I can answer.
How many studies are you doing using the machine?
So I mean, in any
Yeah.
in any given week, we might have anywhere 5 to 10 studies going on at one time that they kind of overlap, right? So there's definitely the over the course of a year we'll do at least 50 probably, but they all kind of overlap.
And have you published something, using that machine for the...
So yes, definitely scientists have published work using the instruments.
And how much this cost? Investment of this? I want to know. You have to know.
Can I say that? I don't know if I
Say
can.
you can say it.
Okay, so we have